You know what Trump thinks of the United States? Park Place. We are Boardwalk and Park Place. So why don't we make a gold visa and charge $5 million for it and see how many people in the rest of the world want to come here? And by the way, and before they even come here, they give $5 million to our government.
I love it.
By the way, do you know how long it would take to, at the long-term capital gains rate, you know, they would have to earn as citizens to get $5 billion to the IRS?
How much?
It's 20% capital gains. They'd have to make $100 million so that you could come back.
Jeez.
You see that?
Yeah.
There you go. And so I think this is great. And as long as you're doing background checks and double checking that who is actually buying this, you're letting people buy it here the same way people have been buying around the world.
Was there a limit? Is there a limit of how much they're saying that they're going to sell? I mean, you can't just say it's open for everybody.
Well, I mean, even if you sell 100,000, 100,000 is not a lot. 100,000 at $5 billion
Is what?
I think it's half a trillion dollars. So if 1,000 is $5 billion, 10,000 is $50 billion, 100,000 is 500. They would have to sell $1 million at $5 million to get $5 trillion, which they're not going to get $2 million. But if they get to even this basic membership of 1,000, obviously the background check stuff you got to go through. Our cigar lounge. Couple things about the cigar lounge. Guess what? Everybody goes through a background check, and nobody can take their cell phones inside.
Wow.
Everybody.
Fantastic.
So if you go there and you see another person who's a member, background check, no cell phones. No one's going in our cigar lounge and going like this.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
Good.
No one's doing that. You can't do that. There is no none
Photography
of that.
or
Boardroom
anything.
cigar lounge. Yeah, I mean, right. Everybody applies. They submit the application. Somebody calls them. They do an interview. They do the background check. Then they send the payment. And but yeah, I'm assuming they're going to do the same thing with the $5 million. Adam, do you have any thoughts?
How
on
many
this?
people do you think around the world can afford $5 million? And what kind of net worth do you need to have in order to pay $5 million?
Well, 1,000
for a
and
gold
counting.
card, right? But no, I got that part. But I want to know, like, how many do you think? Like, what does your net worth need to be to say, all right, here's $5 million? Like, it's not going to be $6 million.
No.
Like,
I
is it
think it's
10 million? Is it?
I think it's $100 million.
So
I think if you're
$100 million.
$50 million of liquid cash or investable cash that you have, if you put 10% of it and you know the country is going to be growing, maybe 50 million
So
plus.
where do you think? Like, I actually think this is a good idea, but I don't stop at, hey, great idea, go get them. It's like, all right, what countries are they coming from? What's the vetting process?